Welcome back to Hudson Gray Cryptid Account. Today we're venturing deep into the wilds of Vancouver Island, a place where mysteries linger in the forest and legends are born. This story takes us back to 1928 to an isolated trapping expedition and to an encounter that left one man changed forever. Muchalat Harry was a Nootka trapper, known for his strength, resilience, and fearlessness. In the fall of 1928, he set off alone along the Conuma River on Vancouver Island. Unlike most of his people, who saw the dense forest as the realm of mysterious beings, Harry was different. He ventured into places others avoided, seemingly without fear. The Muchalat area on Vancouver Island is part of a vast, rugged wilderness marked by dense forests, steep mountains, and winding rivers. Known for its isolation and natural beauty, this region has been home to the Nuu-chah-nulth, Nootka, people for thousands of years. Indigenous communities here have developed a deep, intrinsic knowledge of the land, fostering a resilient culture shaped by the island's demanding environment. Skilled in navigation, hunting, and survival, the Nuu-chah-nulth people view the forest with both respect and reverence. This knowledge of the land, passed down through generations, includes a rich oral history that speaks of creatures and spirits said to dwell within the forest's depths. To this day, these stories are a testament to the close relationship the Indigenous people maintain with Vancouver Island's wild landscape, a connection built on respect for the unknown and a profound understanding of survival in one of Canada's most challenging terrains. One Vancouver Island night, Harry set up camp about 12 miles upriver. Intending to stay out for weeks, he built a small lean-to and started his trap line, preparing for solitude. One night, as he lay bundled in his blankets, he was abruptly lifted from his bed, still wrapped up by something massive. When he opened his eyes, he found himself staring up at a towering, hairy figure, something he couldn't comprehend. This enormous creature, covered in thick fur, carried him through the forest for what felt like miles. When daylight finally broke, he found himself in a hidden place beneath a towering rock ledge, surrounded by trees so thick that sunlight barely broke through. And he wasn't alone. Standing in a loose circle around him were about 20 Sasquatch of different ages and sizes. It felt almost ceremonial, as though this hidden space, this gathering place, was a kind of home, or maybe even a sacred ground. The creatures observed him intently, some stepping forward to study him closer. One or two reached out and gently tugged on his woolen underwear, curious at this strange, loose skin. Harry sat motionless, trapped by fear and an overwhelming sense of vulnerability. As he took in his surroundings, his eyes caught sight of scattered bones lying around the area. Some cracked open as if they'd been picked clean. His fear deepened. He didn't know what these creatures intended, and a terrifying thought crept in. Was he next? But the Sasquatch didn't harm him. They seemed more curious than anything, occasionally glancing at one another, as if they too were trying to understand this stranger in their midst. Hours passed, with Harry sitting rigid, wondering if he'd ever make it out of this place. As the day wore on, the creatures began to disperse, many wandering off into the forest, perhaps to gather food. And it was then that he saw his chance. With every ounce of strength, he sprang to his feet and ran, running downhill toward the river, his mind focused on nothing but escape. He bypassed his camp entirely, leaving behind his belongings and his prized rifle, heading straight for the place he'd hidden his canoe. Once he reached it, he paddled with everything he had, racing through the cold night, back toward Nootka. When he arrived at the village in the early hours, his cries shattered the morning silence. Villagers rushed to the shore, finding him nearly frozen, exhausted, and terrified. He was barefoot, soaked, and clad only in torn underwear. under the care of Father Anthony Terhar, a local missionary. It took him weeks to recover. During this time, his once dark hair turned stark white, a transformation the villagers took as evidence of the horror he'd endured. Harry never returned to the Conuma River, abandoning his valuable equipment and even his rifle. In fact, he never set foot in the woods again, choosing to remain close to the village for the rest of his life. Whatever he experienced out there had left a mark on him that went far deeper than anyone could see. Some call his story folklore. Others see it as proof of the unknown forces in the wild places we seldom visit. But one thing is certain. Muchalat Harry's tale has become an enduring legend, a chilling reminder of what may still roam the forests, hidden just beyond the edges of human civilization. Thanks for tuning into Hudson Gray Cryptid Account. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, so you never miss a new deep dive into cryptid lore. Until next time, stay curious and stay vigilant.